Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Miss Stephanie, and I'm a librarian with the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. Today's Reader's Advisory is all about self-confidence. A study conducted by the Cooperative Children's Book Center, School of Education, University of Wisconsin-Madison concluded that in 2018, of all books published, only 10% of books included African American or African main characters, and even less than that for Asian Americans, Latinx, and American Indians First Nation. Representation is super important, and children need to see themselves represented in books doing everyday and extraordinary tasks. In honor of Black History Month, I will be discussing quite a few books with you that focus on self-confidence and feature Black and Brown children as main characters. So, without further ado, let's get to it. This first book is called Wonderful Me, I Love All of Me, written by Lorianne Grover and illustrated by Carolina Buzio. The book starts out by saying, I love my wiggly toes, I love my smelly nose. This book illustrates all the very important parts of our bodies, highlighting our toes, nose, eyes, brains, cheeks, knees, lips, hips, tummy, and hair. So this book is probably for 0 through 2, but it can also be for beginning readers. She's so cute. Wonderful Me, I Love All of Me. The next book is titled Bright Eyes, Brown Skin by Cheryl Willis Hudson and Burnett G. Ford, illustrated by George Ford. Brown eyes, brown skin, a heart-shaped face, a dimpled chin. This book could be a bedtime story that lets children know how important their bright eyes and brown skin are. This book shows little Black and brown children doing everyday things such as going to school, eating, playing hand games, and getting tucked in at night. Again, it's very important for children to see themselves reflected in books doing extraordinary and everyday things. Bright eyes, brown skin. This book is titled Stand Tall, a book about integrity by Sherry Miners and illustrated by Elizabeth Allen. This book emphasizes confidence and focuses on decision making. The main character in the book, who is nameless, speaks about listening to others, helping others, and making good choices. She also stresses how peaceful, courageous, and strong she feels when she makes good choices and doesn't give up. She talks about speaking up and doing what's right, even if she's the only one doing it. She says, I am the only one like me. I plan to stand tall and be my very best. It's essential that children feel important and know that their thoughts, feelings, and voices matter, and that they can stand tall in any situation, even if they're standing tall all by themselves. This book is titled Hey Black Child by Yusini Eugene Perkins and illustrated by Brian Collier. This book focuses on speaking to children and letting them know that they can be anything that they want to be. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? The illustrations include pictures of Black and brown children as astronauts, artists, piano player, and president. It's important for children to know that they can do anything they put their mind to. The sky is the limit. And if you fall, try again. Never, ever give up. This book is called Being You by Alex Pate and illustrated by Saud. This book emphasizes how important it is to be yourself. No matter what anyone else in the world is doing, you are free to make your own decisions about your life. No matter what you see on TV or on social media platforms, it's important for you to follow your own dreams. You are not what the media says you are, and negative labels do not apply to you. Being you is so important because nobody can be you better than you. The next book is titled Princess Hair by Sherry Miller. All princesses wear crowns, but underneath their crowns, not all princesses have the same hair. This book highlights traditional hairstyles in the African American community, including puffs, twist outs, dreadlocks, frohawks, head wraps, teeny weeny afros, bantu knots, braids, buns, blowouts, twists, and all different types of curly and kinky hair. This book acknowledges the many different textures of hair, but highlights no matter what type of hair is under your crown, it is your crown and you are a princess. Now, this next book, Whistle for Willy by Ezra Jack Keats, is a classic. It was first published in 1964. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. This book focuses on the importance of never giving up. No matter what Peter did, no matter how hard he blew, he could not whistle to save his life. How would his dog find him? Well, Peter never gave up. Do you think Peter was eventually able to whistle? Well, you'll just have to check this book out and find out for yourself. Whistle for Willy. Last but definitely not least, and one of my favorites, titled Schoolway, is written by Lupita Nyong'o with illustrations by Vashti Harrison. Everything about this book is amazing, including the illustrations and the message. Schoolway was born the color of midnight and looked nothing like anyone in her family. She was often teased in school and given hurtful nicknames. She did everything she could to try to rub off some of her darkness of her skin with no success. One night, a shooting star appeared in her window and told Schoolway, "Come with me." Schoolway was taken on an adventure. Do you want to know what happened on that adventure? You'll have to check out Schoolway and find out for yourself. One thing I can tell you is that Schoolway came to appreciate her dark skin and realize she is perfect just the way that she is. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed learning about some of the books that focus on self-confidence that feature Black and Brown characters. All of the books discussed today are available at the Prince George County Memorial Library System. Please visit our website at pgcmls.info for more information. Happy Black History Month to everyone. And remember, although February is Black History Month, Black history can and should be celebrated all year long. Thank you. Stay tuned for a read aloud featuring the book Schoolway. This book is written by Academy Award winning actress Lupita Nyong'o with illustrations by Vashti Harrison. I'm sharing this book with you today with permission from Simon & Schuster. Schoolway was born the color of midnight. She looked nothing like her family, not even a little, not even at all. Mama was the color of dawn, Baba the color of dusk, and Mish, her sister, was the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at school looked like Schoolway either. People gave her sister Mish pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Schoolway names like Blackie and Darky and Night. Schoolway felt hurt every time. So she hid away while her sister made lots of friends. Schoolway dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends too. So she got the biggest eraser she could find and tried to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. That hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no, she would hear about this from Mama. Schoolway decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest foods. With a stomachache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful, not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, my Lord, and would like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky. Amen. When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Schoolway rose to find not a trace of daylight in her midnight skin. Schoolway told Mama everything. Mama asked, "What is your name?" "Schoolway," she muttered. "And what does it mean?" "Star," Schoolway whispered. Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Schoolway's stomach the way she always did to comfort her, you are beautiful. Schoolway sighed. Well, you are beautiful to me, but you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now, up you get and out you go. How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see it? How could she be a star? That night, a shooting star appeared at Schoolway's window. "The night sent me," the star said. "Come with me." Schoolway hopped onto the star and off they went. "Long ago, at the beginning of time," said the star, "there was night and day, and they were sisters. They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. People gave day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave night names like scary and bad and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, Night got fed up and walked right off the earth. Day stayed behind and enjoyed making everybody happy in the sun. But then Day grew too long. Day really began to miss her sister. So did everybody else. There had to be a way to get her back. Day set off to find Night. And she did. "I miss you," said Day. "I miss you too," said Night. "But you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being dark." "You're right. I don't," Day replied. "But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see." Night returned and the people rejoiced. "We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves." The stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors, and some light can only be seen in the dark. While day had a golden glow, with night, everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. Day told her sister, "When you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you." Could it be that night did not need to change? Not even a little? Not even at all? Now that night and day were back together, a little bit of night returned to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returned to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether people chose to see it or not. You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together, they make the world we know light and dark, strong and beautiful. Schoolway rose the next morning, beaming. There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful, bright and strong. And if she ever needed a reminder of her brightness, she could look up at the sky on the darkest night to see for herself. Schoolway felt beautiful inside and out.